Okay guys, welcome to Tour Collection feeding video number 4. This will be the final installment of the quadrillery. We're going to start things off. There are 16 in baseball cubes. This is the only one left in the softball cube. This is the Lasiodorides polycuspalitis, the Peruvian blonde. We'll see if Reese is interested in maybe coming out for a cricket. Possibly. Yeah, we got another water bowl filler. Oh, I'm sure that he's gonna come out the backside and get this cricket just because I just, you know, there's Reese right there. I haven't fed Reese in a while. I think it's going to be near death here soon for Elk Creek. Well, maybe not. Maybe we're going to just say, I don't want, oh, yep, we're going to eat you. Awesome spider. Might as well try, since Reese is occupied. Yeah, I'm just going to give you water. But you think maybe you cannot? Quit it. You're not getting any more. Try and get these guys all move. Thank you. Get everybody watered up. So yeah, that's Reese. Lasiodorides polycuspalitis, another one of them blonde spiders that Dave at Erie Arachnids likes a lot. Okay, we're going to start hammering out these baseball cubes. There's a lot of different stuff in there. I think we'll get a lot of good feedings, and we'll probably have a few that we may not see. I'm not sure. And then we got to check in on my Cereocosmus elegans, who's not doing all that particularly well. I think her days are kind of numbered, but I'm holding out hope. Okay, let's move on. Next up is one of the Formictopus cancerides, the Haitian brown bird eaters. And yeah, it didn't take long. Trick it down into the little burrow, if that's what you want to call it, burrow, and immediately into the fangs of, which number is this? Number 3. So I have 4 left. I think I have 1, I don't even know the numbers. I know I have a 3, a 1, a 4, and a 5. I think the number 2 is the one that I sent off, I think. But I have yet to name any of them. And I haven't even looked at what to call these guys, so we'll kind of give them some time until something really pops into my head, and I'll name them as I go, I guess. So let's move on. I don't know. Again, I have 4 of these, but I'm just grabbing one container at a time off my other table here, so I don't know if the next one will be a Cancerides. We'll find out what we got here. This is the Ceracopelma rubronitans. I don't know the common name, if there even is one. We'll see if this one's ready to eat. Yep. I named this one Rubik. Man, those things are striking as slings. They really, really are. Look at that. That is amazing. What a beautiful spider. I wish I'd keep it that size. You know, they get striking as adults, but that thing is just really, really a nice looking sling. Yeah, it's just water, buddy. Okay, so that was Rubik, the Ceracopelma rubronitans. Okay, this is the other Brachypelma baumgarteni. Haven't named this one yet. I'm not sure if it ate since it molted, actually. I'd have to look at my look at the Tarantula app and see when the last, I think it might have, when the last time it fed. The other Baumgarteni is a really good eater. This would be a nice meal for this one if it decides it wants to eat it. Do you want to eat it? Don't you want to eat it? So once these videos are done, and you know, there you go, nice takedown there. Once all the videos are done, these 4 videos, and you go through them, you know, I mean, if you want to write down some questions or you know, on the collection itself, or any species that you see in the collection, you want to know more about them, or you want to see them a little bit more, if I possibly can do that, depending on what kind of spider that is, you know, feel free to add them at the end of this, and I can do like a Q&A kind of video. You know, I'd like to at least get 10 questions before I do a Q&A video. That way it's actually worth it, but I thought that would be something interesting to do. You know, a little bit of interaction with you guys, and you guys can get some questions answered, or even see some of these guys a little bit closer, or specifically anyway. You know, if you're thinking about, oh, I'd like to get one of those, can you tell me about it? You know, by all means, shoot me a message. Okay, we're going to let that little one go and move on to the next one. Okay, this is Phormictopus cancerides number 5. This is the only one that's really burrowed big time, like underground burrowed. The other one's kind of just dug a den. So I'm not sure if this one will come up for the food. I'm hoping, or will the cricket just end up going down the hole there? I haven't really seen this one for a while. We did feed it the last time that we had these guys in the feeding videos. It did eat, because I did see the commotion down below. Kind of hoping it would come up, but it's got 2 entrances, one here, one there. See if we can coax it to come up here. Doesn't really look like it, huh? Okay, well, who knows? Don't know. Again, I don't know off the top of my head which ones have molted and which ones haven't yet, but I know all 4 of them have not all molted, so this one may be down there. I'll have to get that cricket out of there. Okay, I'm going to get that done and move on. Okay, this one is P. cancerides number 1. If you could see underneath there, it's built a nice little, so there's 2 of them actually that are below ground, but we'll see if this little roach may, oh, it's going right down there. I'm sure it's going to be dead. Here's the burrow right here, actually. I was wrong. It's on this side. There's the standoff. So I'm not gonna be able to hold this. All the water's gonna spill out. So that's Phormictopus cancerides number, did I say 1 or 5? 1, right? So that's 3 of the 4. We will move on to the next. Here's the one that I had the most fun with in the beginning. This is Phormictopus cancerides species number 4. We'll see if, oh yeah, we're gonna eat big time. We're gonna have to do a little workout job with the water here. Get these videos done, and the ones that need to get rearranged with water dishes, I'll get them done before we get them back up there. Okay, so those are the 4 Phormictopus cancerides, and an update on the Neoholothele insae, the cell block E experiment. There's only 1 left alive, and it's barely alive. I'm thinking that they I think that really honestly that these cooler temperatures affect those ones more than any. It seems like the Neoholophylla ensays like the temperatures much warmer. But I didn't have much success with them from the beginning. I mean, I got 6, 2 died right away, 2 died soon after that, and now I had 1 die last week, and now the last one's not doing so well. They've been fed fruit flies, they've been misted, they have a water bowl. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with them. The other, I mean, I have 2 other ones, an adult female and then a juvenile that seems to be fine. So I don't know if something I did or it was just the slings were weak or what, but you would think at least a couple out of those 6 would have made it. So we won't be having to feed them, so that's 1 less baseball cube that's going to be in this video, so unfortunately. Okay, we're going to move to the next spider. This is the, why are we not focusing for some reason? This is the other Ephiopus myrnus. The spider's down here. And we're going to see if we can't get it to partake in some kind of yummy meal. We got movement down there, but didn't actually go for it. Come on, get it. I always worry when the slings don't eat. I got 2 of these from Vlad. The first one came in and died within a couple days. And sometimes you can just tell, and when that one came out of the package, I could just tell it was so lethargic and didn't want to move much. We're going to get this guy sprayed down now, get that soil a little bit damp, and give it some things to drink, and we'll move on to the next one. Okay, you can see the little feet right there in the burrow. This is Chilobrachys discalis, one of the 2. We'll see if it'll take this nice sized red runner nymph. That's not going to cooperate with us. Yipper. Sometimes pet holes are cool. Just for that reason, They pop out and pop back in, just like the old Jack in the Box. That's what we call it, Jack in the Boxing, where they pop out of the hole, grab their meal, and right back in it again. So this is Chilobrachys discalis number 1. One we don't see hardly at all ever. This is the Sednoctimus brachyramosa. Hopefully will come out for a dinner. This one's growing painfully slow. It's not a superb eater. At least mine isn't anyway. I think that would be enough commotion to get it to come out. You just don't see it very often. Can't tell you if it's molted or it hasn't molted, or I know as they get a little bit older, they're out a tad bit more, or at least at the entrance of their burrow more. This one's just, and it didn't really dig along the side. It kind of dug in, so it didn't dig this way. It actually went this way. So it's not really like a straight across where I could see it through the side. You stay in. I mean, I'd be perfectly fine if it just kind of like grabbed that, pulled it in right away, and we didn't really get to see it. That way, at least I know it's eaten. That's what we don't want, a little roach to get out. Alright, seeing that roach is having a good time getting out, we're going to close them up here. Okie dokie. So here's Kaylin, the Seriocosmus elegans, the one that this doesn't seem to me to be doing all that well, and we'll see if you'll be able to tell when she starts to move. If she starts to move. Usually she hides right away, but see her erratic movement with her legs. I don't know. I mean, she's hanging in there. And I keep trying to hydrate her. You know, and I can only do it on the webbing. She comes up and she drinks and then she goes back down. And you'll see her. See, it's just the way that her legs are moving. Now she's inhaling water again. And all I can do is try to keep hydrating her and keep feeding her every week and hope that she gets through a molt and see what happens, but that's really all I can do for her. I'm not completely optimistic. I've just seen this kind of behavior a few times before in some bigger spiders, and it never really worked out. I don't want to call this, you know, a DKS issue, but it sure certainly seems to be heading that way. Yeah, she just like goes nuts for the water, but it just doesn't seem like it's doing anything for her. Okay, well, we're going to move on, get her closed up, and leave her be. This is the smaller of the two Pteronopelmis. We'll see if we can get this one to come out and grab a cricket. Probably going to just get it from the back end, but I'd like for it to come out. Get the water dish done while we're waiting. I know it's hungry. It hasn't eaten in a while, so. Come on, little one. Well, that might have been all she wrote. I think it is. We're not going to see her. No. She didn't get the cricket yet. She kind of hunkered down in the corner in there. Okay, well, we're going to keep an eye on that one. And we'll move on to the next. Here is Chilobrachys discalus number 2. Why do you want to go down there, cricket? Stay in. The Chilobrachys I wet down like once every other week. I've given up on water bowls for them. simply because they just web over them. And then you're just pulling it back out with all the webbing. It just becomes a pain. So I just kind of wet the web, and then they get damp substrate, and they'll drink the water off the web. Right there the spider is. So I'm sure once the little cricket decides to come that way, it's probably going to be lights out. This one's a little spindlier than the other one is. The other one's a little bulkier. They're about the same size. Sure, it's taking its time. It's being a little picky. Okay, well, it'll eat that eventually. We got 1, 2, 3 more in the baseball cubes to go, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more total. So we got 13 more to go. This is the Kilo Brachyspecies Cancrescon number 2. We'll see if this one wants to meander on out. Honestly, I don't know. No, it's burrowed down on this side over here. It's webbed up the whole plant area, so where it'll come from, I don't know. Oh, there he comes. Oh, that was nice. That was a good hunt down there. Chilobrachys usually never let you down, except for the last Discalus, I guess. So usually get some good takedowns and some good quick hammer footage from them. All right, we got the Grammostola porteri and the Grammostola rosea coming up next. Okay, I'm going to straighten you guys out here. This is the Grammostola rosea. Now this is the first feeding she'll have once we focus since she molted. Again, I'm saying she because I named her a girl's name, and hopefully she's going to stay a she. This is Lana, Grammostola rosea. This is the red color form. Yeah, I knew she'd be hungry. She hasn't eaten for a while. She's a good looking tarantula right now, honestly. She's got some, she's really starting to get that. You can see that reddish coloring there at the femur area. Next molt, that should come out a little bit more on the legs. She'll get a little bit more prominently red, hopefully. This is what they call the red color form. It's the Grammostola rosea. Is what we're using. The terminology for the people that are selling them now are actually saying, you know, Grammostola rosea, Grammostola porteri, instead of calling them, you know, Grammostola rosea, and then you get a Grammostola porteri. So actually the porteri is coming up next. We'll see if that one wants to eat. I'm not going to be optimistic, but it has been a little while, so maybe we'll get lucky. Here's the Grammostola porteri. We'll try giving this one a cricket, and yeah, it does look like it wants to eat, and it ate off camera. At least it hammered it off camera. Now, if you look at, you see the little, there's differences, but they're subtle between the two. I mean, you can see where, I think that's the coxa, right, where the legs attach to the carapace. You can see the little dots there on this one, as well as they were really prominent on Lana there. And you could see the beginnings of the femur are brown, and then we got the grayish little bit around the legs. We'll see what these two, like I said, they're relatively close in size. The rosea is a tad bit bigger now that she molted than the porteri is. I got them pretty much the same time from Tanya, about the same size. So it'll be, I'm anxious to see if, you know, if they both come out the same sex, if they grow at the same pace, if they're different sex, if they grow differently, or, you know, if they're both female, they're both male, how the porteri and the rosea completely change throughout their lifespan, you know, as they get older. So, okay, let's get the little guys down, top shelf down, and we still have stuff to go. Okay, here's one of the new ones. This is the Homoioma species blue, or the Thrixopelma cyanale. Yeah, I can't even say that one. Cyanolium. We're going to see if it might be interested in a little tiny red runner nymph. I haven't fed any of these new little slings yet. We're going to be shy. If it doesn't attack this, I'll probably just squish it and leave it in there. Oh, well, I guess I don't have to. No, that's good. We got that little guy to eat. All right. Well, let's move to the next one. Hopefully the other ones will be the same way. We're not going to feed the Auratum, though it looks like it's way too shiny. So, okay, let's hit the next one. Okay, this one is the Pteronochelys lugardi, the Fort Hall baboon. Let's see if it might be interested. Again, this is the dirt that I put in there, and see how it's pulled itself away from the side of the enclosure. I hate that more than anything. It just gives these little roach nymphs places to hide. Now, the spider's down in here. That's its little burrow. Not much of a burrow, but there we go. Cute little thing. So, Pteronochelys lugardi, the Fort Hall baboon. From what I understand, one of the more, if you want to call baboon placid, I guess one of the more placid Pteronochelys out of the genus itself. We'll find out as it ages. The other one didn't survive. So I just don't. I'm not a big fan of these little tiny slings. You know, these 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch slings are just hard to take care of, especially when I don't feed all the time. So I have to be a little bit more diligent on my feedings of these smaller ones to try to get food in them a little bit more often to get them hydrated more, because a lot of times they just don't drink. So a sling will dehydrate rather quickly. It's another one. I just kind of spray the webbing, and I try to feed this one once every 5 to 6 days so that it's getting its hydration from its meal, and it's been a decent eater, so I'm not overly concerned with this one. It has prospered since it's been here. The other one didn't make it too long, so okay, let's move on. Okay, now this shiny ball of mass is the Brachypelma auratum sling. You can see why he's not going to get fed. Not that I believe he's in pre-molt or she's in pre-molt. It's that butt is just like looks like a grape that's getting ready to pop. So I'm going to wait, and matter of fact, I'm going to wait on this one to feed it. I would like to get a little bit of water in there for it. Okay, so that's the Brachypelma auratum, the Mexican flame knee. This little tiny thing is going to grow up to be a huge monster, possibly 8-inch spider. It's the Lasiodora klugi. See if it wants to possibly eat. I don't know. It's been rather shy since it's been here. It's a Lasiodora. You would think I would just hammer everything that walks its way, but well, it doesn't really seem to want to eat it. So our next method is just to try and grab it and squish it. and leave it. Yeah, I know. I'm messing around in your enclosure. I want to try and squish it while it's over by the spider. Okay, well, you guys saw it. I'm gonna squish that little bugger, and hopefully it'll scavenge off of it. I had a little minor goof up. That first tarantula that fed 4 ago, which I was saying the Homoeoma species blue, was actually the Bumba cabocla. Don't know how I mixed those two up. The name's right on the side of the box, so I don't know why I thought that was the Homoeoma, but this is the actual Homoeoma. Again, I'm not quite sure if it's going to eat or not. These are pretty feisty, good eaters, but you know, as little tiny slings like this, you just never know how they're going to be. So that's the other Homoeoma species blue, or Thrixopelma cyaneoleum, cyaneoleum. I think that's how it is. I think I've said that about 52 times now, haven't I? Okay, so that's the last one in the Matchbox container, and we're going to let that little roach run around there and see if we can't get him to hammer it. We have a Neoholthella Grammostola pulchrapes. Not sure what's in the other one. Can't remember. Sednochnemus, yeah, it's not Sednochnemus. Psalmopoeus reduncus, a Avicularia. And then we have the 2 Manises, the Damon diadema, and then 4 scorpions that we could feed, or try to anyway, and that's going to be the end of it. This is the unsexed Neoholthella. At the top right side of your screen is the entrance to its little burrow. Oh, come on now, you were just out running all over the place. This one's not been a good eater. Seems to be doing okay, but just not a superb eater. Yeah, I don't know what much more you need to do when cricket is waving its antennae in your face like that and you're not attacking it. Come on, buddy. You're not going to come out, are you? Camera shy? Okay, nope. Neoholthella doesn't want to eat, doesn't want to come out, wants to be stubborn. So we'll move on. This is Cujo, Grammostola pulchrapes. Cujo hasn't eaten in a while. Till now. I'm looking forward to this one getting as big as the other one. That juvenile stage is a nice stage for these. Choco golden knee, still brown as can be. Okay, we have a Brachypelma emilia, and then Psalmopoeus reduncus, and the Avicularia, and then we'll get on to the 2 Manises and the 4 scorpions. This is Sable. This is a Brachypelma emilia. She's not very big, a little over 1.25 inches roughly, right in that area. We'll see if she's ready to eat. I zoomed way in. Oh yeah. I don't know why I say see if she's ready to eat. I'll just say she wants to eat. The Emilias are, I still think out of all the Brachypelma, and I like them all. You know, there really isn't any Brachypelmas that I don't like. It's a cool genus. But I think the Amelias are my favorite. I just like the coloring of them, and I know that they don't get super big, so that makes me happy. I think they're only like a 4 or 5 inch spider as a female adult. So you know, that's appealing to me, and I like the black triangle. I like the coloring of them just overall. So yeah, they're definitely high on my list of favorites, Brachypelmas. So okay, let's get the these other two fed, and that will conclude the tarantulas, believe it or not. Okay, here is the avicularia. She hasn't eaten since she molted. Not until now. I tried her on a worm once, a small mealworm and a waxworm, and she didn't take either one of them, but you can see she hammered the cricket. So this one's name is Sydney. And I mean, it was sold to me as an avicularia. We'll find out as it ages, I think, but I'm pretty positive that that's what it is. But you never know. She's got a lot of white setae hair along her legs, and as if she's a she. So, okay, we have the ever elusive Psalmopoeus reduncus to end the tarantula part of this video. I'm going to give her, this is Tehar, I'm going to give her a big meal. This is a decent size, let's say a smaller female red runner. We'll see if she may be interested. And this is Psalmopoeus reduncus, Costa Rican orange mouth, one of the two I have. This one will be rehoused after this feeding. So hopefully she'll feed today, and I can get her home set and ready for her to move soon. There she is. See, that might actually be a tad bit too big for her. We'll find out. So I'm going to let you guys kind of watch her for a minute. I'm going to grab the scorpions. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 total, but the Arizona bark scorpion never comes out, so it's almost a waste to. I can't even get it out of its den, out of its little cave that it has to film it. It just crawls up inside every time I move it. So take my word for it. I got an adult Florida bark scorpion, the Centruroides gracilis. I know I tried to put him on film a handful of times to zero success. So okay, well, she's not really moving. If she does move while we're feeding these little scorpions here, I will definitely bring her back over. Okay, this is the Babichurus jacksoni, the orange morph, or yellow, or orange morph, or regular coloring. I'm not really quite sure, but I mean, that was sold. When I sold them, I got the chocolate morph and I got orange morphs. I got 2 of each, only 1 of each survived. In fact, the one chocolate morph was, I don't think was too healthy when it came in. There we go. Stingy, stingy, stingy. Nothing like looking up the butt of a scorpion there, huh? Alright. Well, that's wonderful. This one's growing better than the other one is. I'm going to get the other one down here. See if we can't see it. This one is the other Babichurus jacksoni. This is the chocolate morph. Scorpions right underneath that bark. And he already has the cricket. Stingy, stingy, stingy. Okay, well that's great, because that one didn't feed the last time. So the simple joys of keeping, or something simple like this, where you actually worry about an animal that hasn't eaten in a while that you think should eat more often than it does, and and they turn out to be perfectly fine. So this one hasn't molted in quite a while. In fact, the Jacksoni molted twice. This one's only molted once, and they came in at the same time. And the last time the Jacksoni molted, or the Orange Morph molted was a good month and a half ago, if not longer. So I'm kind of surprised this one hasn't molted since then, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe these ones grow a little bit slower than the orange ones do. Okay, we're going to get the Opisthothallus Walburgi. We'll see if that one wants to eat, which I can almost guarantee it won't, because it never does. It doesn't eat on camera, and that's when I want to really redo its enclosure. That one's going to need a softball enclosure setup with some different types of substrate so it can burrow down, because it just doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Okay, we're going to move the camera this way and Scorpion this way. This is the Opisthothallus Walburgi, the tricolored burrowing scorpion that doesn't burrow. It does bury its hide and it does bury its water dish, but it doesn't burrow itself. Now, I think it has a lot to do with the cocoa fiber, because it's not a spider, so it doesn't have the silk to fortify that. So I think I need to get it something that's a little bit more structured. So I'm gonna figure out. I gotta talk to a few people that have Opisthothallus species. I'll go on the Scorpion Keeper site and ask for a better substrate solution for this one, and find out what would be more suited. So it will burrow, because I just don't think it's completely happy, to be honest with you. And again, I haven't seen it eat. Stuff will walk all over it like this. And it just doesn't eat. It hasn't molted. And I got this in March in Buffalo. So I have not seen it eat. It has eaten, but I have not seen it since I got it, and it hasn't molted at all. So I'm not sure how big they get. I don't think they get super big, but I should have done this research on this one a little bit more when I started to worry about why it's not burrowing and why it's not eating. And that's on me. I should have done a little bit better job of paying attention to it. But needless to say, that's him or her. And we're going to check out the Pandinus imperator, the emperor scorpion. Take a look and see where we're at. I don't think it's going to eat. I don't even really want to try. I mean, I'll throw a worm in front of it, see if it'll take it, but I think it's in the middle of its molting process. Not actually molting, but in that cycle. So let's get that one down. Okay, now I took its hide out. Ooh, the light's going dim. Let me grab the other one while you guys are looking at him, and we'll just kind of do a quick light change. Put this one out. Sorry for the noise, and put this one in. And again, if anybody wants to know what I use for lighting, this is what it is. It's an Insignia. It's not very big. It's just an LED light. It's rechargeable. It's got its own recharger. So charger. It's a USB charger. It's got 3 different levels of light. I think they were like $19, but I got the second one half off. That's why I have 2 of them. So what I'm going to do is get a... How you doing, buddy? Yeah. I'm going to get a mealworm and just see if you might be interested in the mealworm. If not, I'm not overly concerned about it. If said, I don't think he will eat it. Yeah, so he's not really interested in it at all, so we're not even going to bother trying to force him. But that is the Emperor Scorpion, and we'll put its little cave back for him. There you go, buddy. There's your home. We need to fill up the dish again. Make sure this one has water. And this guy is going to, oh no, we still have 2 praying mantises left. I forgot all about those ones. Okay, I'm going to water this guy and get the 2 praying mantises down. Okay, so here's the male. We'll see if he might be interested in that silkworm or that waxworm there. He's sizing it up. And yeah, we are going to munch. Munchy, munchy, munchy. These things are just, I love these things. I can have 100 of them. I need to redo his little cup here because it's just the paper towels inside there. But yeah, he's going to have a nice yummy meal. We're going to feed the female. She's eagerly awaiting. And that'll end it with, we'll end it with the female. Oh, I think this is male. Let me count again now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this one is a female. Just a smaller one. And it's got 5 prominent, 2 little tiny ones in the back. I'll have to look at this one and kind of be sure. So we're going to put him back. Move his little leggies. And move those in. No, in. We need you to move in, so you don't get caught. There you go. Okay, now he's going to eat like a vampire upside down. Okay, here's the female. We'll see if she will eventually figure out that there's a worm here, now that she's flipped upside, or right side up. See if we can get her to take it right. Oh, look. You're not hungry? Let me just leave it there. Then you can decide on your own instead of me putting it in your face. So again, I hope these videos were fun for you guys to watch. It was a little painstaking filming it all, putting them all together and then uploading them. Like I said, there's roughly probably a little over 3 hours worth of filming. Every invert that I own, except for the Florida bark scorpion, Centrudes gracilis, has been in this video. So she's not interested, it looks like, in eating. Well, maybe she is. That's not food, dear. That's the food. She was actually chewing on the plastic right here, because that's what she actually caught with her foot. I need you to move that. No, I need you to move that. Trust me, I'm going to need you to move that. So anyway, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, if you have questions, write them down. Like I said, if we can get 10 questions, I'll do a Q&A. And I am going to have a giveaway. It's going to be kind of site-specific, though. You have to, A, be in the United States, and B, you have to be going to the Tinley show in Chicago, right? That's in Chicago, right? In March. Tanya from Fear Not Tarantulas is going to have, I'm going to work with her on exactly what it is right now. It's Elasiodora parahybana. I might just give her a little bit more money and bump it up to something different like a GBB. So there'll be a video a couple weeks prior to the Tinley show on the instructions on what you need to do to enter and then win. The problem's going to be, it's got to be at a certain time, because again, it's going to be the first day on a Saturday, and it's going to be early in the show. And there's going to be, again, some restrictions of people that close friends I really don't want this to do, but I'm kind of looking for, some of those obscure viewers of mine that don't comment much, but watch my stuff a lot and are going to be at the Tinley show and might be interested in either Brachypelma albopilosum nicaraguan or a Elasiodora parahybana or possibly a GBB sling. We'll figure that all out once we get closer to that date, but there definitely is going to be something there. She already has the star points from me for the LP, So if anything transpires past that, then that may get bumped up to something different. I will let everybody know the exact tarantula and exactly what you need to do in order to be in the running here on my site or on the group. You'll have to at least comment on that video and that you'll be at Tinley and that you're interested, and then I will give everybody a time and make sure that you're at her table, and she's going to have the winner already there. I will give her the winner the night before or that morning, probably the night before, so she's not trying to do all that crap, but it'll be in a sealed envelope, and she'll announce the winner, and then you'll be able to get your spider there, no cost to you whatsoever. It'd be nice because you don't have to worry about shipping, because she'll be handing the spider to you, and you'll be able to pick out which one. Like if she has 20 LPs there and you're going to get an LP, you'll be able to pick out which LP you want. So that'd be kind of nice. So look forward to that. After Christmas time, we'll start working on the details for that. But I thought I'd give you guys a heads up now. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks for being patient with me. Thanks for, subscribing. Thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for, the comments, constructive and just a regular old, hey, you're doing a great job, keep it up kind of stuff. So we'll talk to everybody real soon. Probably won't see anything in the next week unless something pops up that somebody really wants to see. But we've got everybody fed. So I don't know that there's really much more that we need to do. I wish that you would be able to, let me get you off the tripod here for a second. We can't just get a nice close-up. We don't want to focus, do we? You know what? Hold on one second, and I'm going to get the macro and see if we can just end it with a macro shot of her feeding. Okay, so we'll end the video with this quick little 10 times macro. She's backing away because she wants to know what's going on here. She's like, hey, I'm kind of eating here. Can you leave me alone? But you could see, I did find out that now that she's eating this one and the male's eating his, there is that worm looking like entrail inside, and that's what we saw the last time that she ate. So yeah, she's kind of like, not striking at me, but she's coming forward saying, hey, you know what, you're close enough, leave me alone. Sorry, I'm trying to get the perfect, yeah, see, she wants to climb up on here. So, yep, that is the female giant Asian. Yeah, stop. He's reaching. No, I'm not letting you come up here. I know you want to, but... Okay, well, hold on one second. I'll show you what she's doing. It's kind of cute, actually. She's trying to reach out to get a different place to stand. So I'm going to have to work on getting her back into her little enclosure. See, that's what they do, is they reach out with their claws to try and pull forward. So I'm going to leave her alone and let her eat. And we'll talk to everybody real soon.